Good morning, boys and girls. Today we are going to talk about our fifth and final sense. Can you guess which sense it is, boys and girls?
Well, let's see, Demetrius. We have covered sight, hearing, taste, and smell. So the last one has to be touch.
Awesome, Jeff. You are correct. Our fifth and final sense is touch.
Well, boys and girls, we will use the KWL chart to discuss what we already know about touch.
We use our hands to touch different surfaces, so I know about that.
Awesome, Demetrius. What else might you already know about the sense of touch?
I know we can feel different things that are hot or cold, soft or hard.
That's right. Good job. That's great, boys and girls. What is something that you might wonder about the sense of touch? Let's think.
Well, Jeff, I wonder what is under my skin that helps me to feel. And let's think. Something else I wonder about touch. I wonder how my skin can keep me safe from harm. That's what I wonder.
Well, Demetrius, those are some great wonders. And today, we hope we will learn all about touch by the end of the lesson.
Now, boys and girls, we will learn some vocabulary words. Our first word is nerves. Nerves are the tiny wires like bits under the skin, enabling us to feel. Can you say the word nerves 3 times? Nerves, nerves, nerves.
Oh, I know nerves. My dad always says I get on his nerves.
That's a different kind of nerves. That means you're bothering someone.
Oh, okay. So, the tiny nerves help me feel something that is too hot, like a pan of baked cookies, fresh out of the oven, or a cold slushie.
Yes, Jeff, that's correct. Which brings us to our next vocabulary word, sensitive. Sensitive is the ability to feel something strongly or quickly.
Oh, wow, Demetrius. Hey, look at this cut I have on my finger. I got that from a piece of paper a while ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Still hurts, huh?
a little.
Well, Jeff, looks like it's healing quite nicely, though. That brings us to our next word, which is skin. Skin is the soft, smooth covering all over the outside of the body. Just like the fruit has skin to protect the insides of the fruit, humans are also protected by their skin.
So, how does skin protect you?
Well, we have very sensitive parts of our bodies, like our heart and our lungs, and even our bones, that our skin protects us from harm.
Oh, so when I've tripped and fallen and cut or bruised myself playing outside or anything, my skin was actually protecting me and protecting more important parts of my body?
Yes, you got it. That's correct.
You know, Demetrius, our skin actually encounters different feelings on a daily basis.
It's actually cool you mentioned that. That brings us to our next word, texture. Texture is the way something feels on the outside or surface.
Well, I love to put on a warm sweatshirt fresh out of the hot dryer. And this feather is soft and smooth on my skin. I can't wait to learn more about the sense of touch from the story. Are we ready to share more about the sense of touch?
Yes, Jeff. I am certain the students are ready to learn about the sense of touch. Please pay close attention to find out more about touch and how it's something we do with our whole bodies.
The sense of touch or feeling is something you use almost all the time, whether you realize it or not. You are using your sense of touch right now. In fact, your body knows whether you are sitting on something hard or soft, and whether you are cold or warm. Remember that every sense has its own body part. You see with your eyes, you hear with your ears, you smell with your nose, and you taste with your tongue. But what do you use for the sense of touch? If you guessed hands or fingers, then you're partly right. Your hands are the two body parts with which you touch things most of the time. However, you can touch with every part of your body. You heard it right. Every part of your body that is covered with skin has the sense of touch. Have you ever jumped into a cold swimming pool on a hot day? You hit the water and splash. Suddenly, you get a nice, cool, shivery feeling all over your body. That's because the skin on your back, legs, and arms is all touching the water. Your skin is able to feel because it contains nerves. Nerves are like tiny wires running through your body that carry messages to your brain. If you get too close to a fire, the nerves send a message to the brain that something feels hot. If you make a snowball without wearing gloves, the nerves send a message that something feels cold. Although you feel something with every part of your body, some parts of your body have more nerves beneath the skin than other parts of your body. So you feel more with those parts. We say those parts are more sensitive. Your fingertips are very, very sensitive, which makes them especially good for feeling things. Each of your fingertips has about 100 nerve endings. If you have any ticklish spots, like the bottoms of your feet, those are also examples of sensitive areas. You can use your sense of touch to feel the texture of things. To describe texture, we use words like soft and hard, wet and dry, or smooth, bumpy, and rough. For example, a feather is soft, but a rock is hard. What about knives, needles, and scissors? What word do we use to describe the way these things feel? Sharp. And if something isn't sharp, we say it is dull or smooth. Your sense of touch helps to protect you and keep you safe and healthy. Thanks to your amazing brain and the complex web of nerves throughout the body, your body has learned to react to certain types of feelings. If you have touched something that was too hot, chances are you will remember and will never do that again because it hurt. Your memory of the burning sensation you felt the first time you touched something that was too hot helps you to protect you from hurting yourself again. ever since people first discovered fire, they have needed to be careful not to get burned, because a bad burn can be very dangerous. Sometimes you are ready to go outside and play, but then someone calls you back inside and says, put on a coat. If you go outside in the snow wearing only a t-shirt, then all the nerve endings over your skin will become very excited and sensitive, and you will feel cold. You need to put on extra clothing like a coat and a hat and mittens so your skin doesn't feel so cold. Nobody likes to get a mosquito bite. When a mosquito bites you, you feel an itch. The nerves in your skin make you feel itchy. The pain you feel when you get a bee sting or other injury is your body's way of warning you to be more careful next time. How many things can you feel right now? How many things are you touching? As with your other senses, your sense of touch is always ready to work, and you probably don't even think about most of the things you touch or feel during the day, but your nerves are certainly paying attention, and they'll be sure to let you know if something hurts, tickles, or itches.
So now that we've heard the wonderful story, now I want the students to think for a minute and tell us, what are you touching right now? Remember, touching is just not what your hands, it's also what your fingers are touching. It could be whatever your skin touches.
The students are probably saying that they're touching the floor if their feet are touching the floor like us, the soft couch if they are sitting and watching us on television, or they could have said the soft blankie if they're wrapped in their favorite blanket.
Super, Jeff. Those are awesome ways to describe what students might be touching now.
Demetrius, do you remember what is the most sensitive part of your body?
Well, Jeff, I know my fingertips are sensitive because when I get pricked at the doctor's office, it stings for a second. And when I write too long with our pencil, it tingles. My fingertips tingle.
Oh yes, Demetrius. Even if you wear gloves during the winter, your fingertips can start to tingle from being too cold. The nerves under your skin helps to tell your body what you are feeling.
Now, Jeff, I need the boys and girls to help with this next activity we're going to do.
All right.
Let's look at these pictures I have. Picture 1 is for the skin on the children's hand. Picture 2 is for a boy with a skinned knee. And picture 3 is for an adult skinning or peeling an apple. And picture 4 is the skin peel of an orange. In the read aloud, you heard every part of your body that is covered with skin has the sense of touch.
Which picture represents skin and can also mean the thin surface of something like a fruit? Which picture shows the skin of a fruit?
Well, I think it's picture 4.
That's correct. Now, which picture shows an injury or hurt part of your body, like your knees?
Let's think. I think that would be picture 2. It shows a skinned knee. Boys and girls, which picture shows skin that covers your body?
Take a hard look. If you said picture 1, boys and girls, you are correct. Okay, let's look at the last picture. What is it showing? Picture 3, turn to a friend and tell them. I'll give you a second to tell them.
Well, in picture 3, it looks like an adult is peeling the skin of an apple. Wow, we've covered different meanings of the word skin.
Okay, now we will share everything we've learned about the sense of touch.
Well, I know that nerves are beneath the skin and carry messages to parts of the body. So, I'll put that here. Also, I think we've learned the sense of touch keeps us safe and healthy. So, I'll put it here. And lastly, we learned it sends messages to our brain to warn us if something is hot, cold, sharp, or sticky.
That's great. So now let's take a minute to review all of the senses.
Okay, we'll start with our first picture. Our picture of the little hand in the grass. I wonder what sense does this represent?
Well, I see a little hand, and that hand is touching the blades of grass and feeling it, so I would say it's the sense of touch.
Awesome job, Jeff. I think you're correct. Okay, let's look at our next picture. It's a picture of a lady in the kitchen. Something's burning in the oven.
Well, she probably was able to know that it was burning in there by the smell of the smoke. So I would say smell.
I think that's correct. Good job, Jeff. That brings us to our next picture. A picture of the earmuffs. Wonder what sense this represents.
Well, I know those earmuffs. I know some people who need to use those. And those earmuffs are the kind of earmuffs that protect your ears from very loud noises so that your eardrum doesn't get damaged. So I would definitely say hearing.
Awesome, Jeff. You are correct. Now, that brings us to our next picture. Oh, this is a picture of the little girl in tears. What sense does this represent?
Well, although you might feel bad that she's crying, it's actually not necessarily a bad thing for there to be tears coming out of your eyes, because tears actually clean your eyes and help keep them safe and clean. So this sense is sight.
Wow. Awesome, Jeff. Oh, I think I remember this one. This is a picture of the little boy with a fried chicken. Which sense does this represent?
Well, based off my recollection, chicken tastes really good. And this child is probably utilizing his sense of taste as well.
I think so. Good job, Jeff. Oh, and look at this one. The picture of the feather on the feet. Which sense is this?
Well, when I was rubbing that feather against my hand a little earlier, I could feel it. So I was definitely using my sense of touch.
Awesome. That's correct. Oh, look at this rescue dog. Wonder what sense he's representing.
Well, that rescue dog, what is most likely happening is the dog is probably looking for someone, and the dog may have been given an article of clothing or something else that a missing person had recently touched. And then the dog is smelling around to try to find that smell and find the person. So that dog is definitely utilizing their sense of smell.
I think so too. Good job. Now, boys and girls, I want you to look at this picture. Which sense do you think this represents?
Well, that girl is listening to music, and those look like, although I know that we can't actually see them, those look like sound waves coming away from the music, from the speakers. So I would say that she is using her sense of hearing.
Awesome. Great job, Jeff. Oh, let's look at these. This is a picture of all eyes. What sense does this represent?
Well, I see a lot of irises and pupils and a lot of very different eyes. So people use their eyes to see. So I would say that it is our sense of sight.
Great job, Jeff, and I love those academic vocabulary words you're using. You are so smart. And our last picture. Wonder what sense this represents. Look at his face. Looks like he's puckering up those lips.
Well, and it looks like he's puckering up those lips because he's tasting that lemon. And when you taste the lemon, you're using your sense of taste.
Oh, awesome job, Jeff. That was a fun game that we did to review our senses. I think the students really got it.
I do too. Thank you for joining us today. All rights and credits from the lesson belong to Core Knowledge Language Arts. We would like to thank them for publicly sharing these materials.
Use what you learned today. Share some of your knowledge about the 5 senses with a friend or a family member. Bye.